Right, we're going live, everybody. I think I'm live. Right, good evening and welcome, everybody, to Wednesday night. It must be Nick's quiz night. So good evening to everybody, and great to see so many people already signed in. First to sign in tonight, which is a surprise by me, Matthew, PRS. That's the first time I think you've signed in first. But then there's always a first for everything, isn't there? So good evening, Matthew and the gang, Matthew and Claire. I hope you've managed to get Barney off to bed, or is he helping you tonight, or is he your third player of the evening? Right then, tonight we have 6 rounds in the usual manner. We're starting off with a round entitled Wednesday the 13th, which is pretty straightforward round. Round number 2 is a 1 to 10 round tonight, a 1 to 10 round where the answers progressively get 1 extra letter. Round number 3 is a rhyming countries round. Now that's an interesting one, rhyming countries. Now you've got to be careful with this, is what countries actually rhyme. Round number 4 is going to be a chain letters round. A chain letters, which is similar to Trivia Trail, except it uses 1 or 2 more letters. Then we have a mystery letter round, where I don't tell you what the mystery letter is, but all the answers start with the same letter. And round number 6 tonight will be a general trivia round. So let's see who else is on board tonight. So Matthew, as I've already said, PRS, they signed in first, closely followed by Martin and Tina. Good evening, Martin. I hope you and Tina have got a formidable team tonight. You're managing to do the quiz together and not in separate rooms. Martin's saying good evening, Nick and Lydia. Good evening, Martin. Sarah's joining us from sunny Worcester. Yes, it's Wednesday, Sarah, although it seems that every day at the moment is very much the same as the day before, which is a bit of a shame, isn't it? But it's great to see so many people still looking forward to doing a quiz at least once, if not twice a week. So good evening to Sarah. Have you got a full team? Is James, Joe and Russ available to help you out tonight? And are you Zooming each other? Be pleased, you'll have to let me know and see. Mick and Bev have just joined us from sunny Biltons. Good evening, Mick. I was writing down the scores from last Wednesday, and you've done remarkably well last week, Mick. I think I put you in the quotes anyway when I went online today. So you'll probably see your name up in lights on Facebook or something somewhere. Andrew and Janie just joined us from sunny Yelvertoft. So good evening, Andrew. And Janie, that's been a miserable day, hasn't it? It's been overcast, drizzly, wet, and horrible. In fact, the only time I've been outside today was to take the blue bin out and put it at the end of the drive ready for the dustbin men tomorrow. So that's about the highlight of the day. We did get out on our bike yesterday, just for obviously our daily exercise. But I say our daily exercise, the last time we went out on the bike was probably at least a week before that. But it was very, very cold, I have to say, yesterday. I know it's been a little bit warmer today, but very cold on that bike yesterday. So I'm not recommending it to anybody unless you're of a hardy disposition, but there we have it. Right, Clive and Janet have just joined us from Stockton. So good evening, Clive and Janet. Hope you're both keeping well and raring to do battle in tonight's Wednesday night quiz. She's saying hi there, 3 of us tonight. So who's the unlucky or unfortunate person to have had to join your team then, Clive and Janet? You'll have to let me know who else is with you. Faye's just joined us, so she's saying hi all, here with a decent bottle of Chardonnay. Now that sounds a good way of relaxing at the end of a boring old day, I have to say. But never mind, I expect your day's been less than boring. I expect you've had a pretty good day. It's just me that seems to have been sat in front of a computer most of the day, but never mind. We do get a little extra point when we share the quiz link. Yes, of course you get an extra point if you share the quiz link. Give yourself an extra point by all means. Ian's joined us. Good evening, Ian. Hope all is well with you and you're keeping well. And Dylan's just joined us. Good evening, Dylan. Now become a regular quizzer, obviously. Dylan C seems a bit formal, Dylan. You'll have to come up with a team name possibly to put in instead of Dylan C, but never mind. But great to see you've joined us again tonight. And Ian's just joined us. Ian James from Don Quixote. They're minus DJ and Ali G equals the Coop brothers, Stu and Ian signing in. Well, that's all you need. The Coop brothers, they're good enough to beat anybody, Stu and Ian. So good evening to see you. Ian said, did you like the black pudding vid? Yes, I did. And it was certainly interesting, that, isn't it? I had seen it some time before, Ian, and when I've been researching silly British traditions. And yeah, you're right. They have to try and not. Was it the Yorkshire puddings off the front door or something with the black puddings? I don't know. Sounds a bit strange to me, but never mind. I bet it's great fun. You said you've been there and seen it, hadn't you, Ian? Oh well, we'll see. Certainly a busy Fay day. Yes, this Fay it was. Mike Yates has just joined us. Good evening, Mike. Hope all is well with you. Again, are you doing the quiz tonight on your own or with a friend? You'll have to let me know. But it's great to see you're still coming back for more. And I hope every week that goes past, we learn another silly fact that we never knew before. And we could go back over some of the most ridiculous. Now, tonight, I'm drinking my own beer again. It's still just about in date. We've got 2 casks left. That's all we've got from how long ago I did it? I probably brewed it nearly 8 weeks ago, something like that. But it's hanging in there nicely. So I'm enjoying some lockdown. Oh, no, it's not. It's Lest We Forget. I've forgotten already, but never mind. Lest We Forget. So it must have been brewed in November, but never mind. It still tastes very good. So, yes, Ian's just reminding me. Yes, I went to see it before we moved down here. Well, that's fair enough. Carol's just joined us. Cornish Tyke here. She's saying good evening, Carol. And Mike Yates, yes, he says he's got a Zoom team tonight. That's excellent. George is just joining. Hello from one half of the Yorkies. Rory will be joining us later in the quiz. Meanwhile, I'll draft in my Nana to help me. Linda says hiya to everyone. Hiya, Linda. Hope all is well with you. Keeping well. The Giffords have just joined us from sunny Toft. So I presume that's Upper Toft, Graham. Yes, the Upper Toft. One thing I learned about Toft today, I just happened to be, as you do, you know, I've got Google Earth up and I was doing the coordinates of the United Kingdom for one of the questions which comes up in tonight's quiz. And I noticed that Toft is almost within 0.01 of a degree on the Greenwich Meridian. It's actually on the Prime Meridian, which I was amazed at, but I didn't realise you were that close to the Prime Meridian, Graham. So there we have it. That was something I learned today. I'm Janet from Stockton. Our extra is called Gareth. Good evening, Gareth. Hope all is well with you. Keep good work up. I'm sure they will tell you that they don't really need a lot of help because they're a very good quiz team, really. But perhaps between me and you, they probably do need a bit of extra help. You never know. We'll see. And Jackie's saying good evening also. And Graham's agreeing with me. Indeed it is, yes. On the Prime Meridian, Toft in sunny Cambridgeshire, or just about. And like going to football in the river, Windrush at Bourbon on the water. See ya. Like going to the football in the... Oh, God. Like going to the football in the River Windrush at Bourbon on the water. Very clever. Yes, well done, Ian. Penny's just joining us. Good evening, Penny. Nice to see you've joined us tonight. So I hope all is well with you and you're keeping fit and raring to go in these awkward times. I expect we're all trying to deal with lockdown in different ways. It's surprising because there's quite a lot of people still working out there. Well, there seems to be anyway. And for them, I don't expect life has changed an awful lot at all. Whereas there are others, like me and the wife, who are really just locked down. And the highlight of the week is now shopping in Sainsbury's, which is about as much fun as shopping in Sainsbury's could ever get, I suppose. But never mind. What's this? Graham's just put, I planted a sequoia tree on the Meridian so that folk in 500 years wonder what the significance was. Ah, you'll have to put a plaque on it, Graham. This sequoia was planted. What's that? Oh, yeah. Now, there's an interesting one. Has any of our quizzes so far been offered the vaccine? I know none of us are old enough, obviously, but maybe one or two of us, or maybe one or two of you are working for the NHS or frontline workers or carers or in nursing homes. So I'd be interested to know if any of you have had the vaccine so far. My mother-in-law had her vaccine on Tuesday this week. Yeah, that's right. She's 96 years old, so I think she's one of the 40% now that have been vaccinated in that age group, something like that. So it is coming on slowly but surely. Carol's just saying, she's back on the Bacardi and Fever Tree Pink Lemonade. Disappointed. Thought I had a dandelion and burdock beer in the larder. No, must have drunk it. Oh, dear. Yes, now, I had a dandelion and burdock beer at the pub the other year. I can't remember who brewed it. I think we had one from Magpie Brewery, possibly in Nottingham somewhere. I think they did a dandelion and burdock beer. But I remember as a child, as a 10-year-old, we used to... go and buy dandelion burdock every Saturday That was our treat, a dandelion burdock, bottle of lemonade or dandelion or cherryade. That was a good one. And then you could always get threepence back on the bottle. That's 3 old pence back on the bottle. And we used to go and try and find as many bottles as we could that people had thrown away. And then we could get a free bottle of cherryade if we liked. Aha, Hillary's just saying Home Alone 6 are here and raring to go. Great, lovely to see Home Alone 6 are all on board tonight. Hillary's saying, yes, I've had the vaccine. I did see that, Hillary. I was only asking, and yes, one of the first we know then, Hillary, obviously as a frontline worker, most important that you get one up front. So congratulations to you. That means that you should be able to catch it, obviously, hopefully, if you're lucky now. My vaccine is JD and Coke, says Ian. That's fair enough. And Pick and Mix, those just joined us. Good evening, Pick and Mix. Key workers, I'm glad to learn that my work contract is going to be renewed and I will still have a job. Really pleased, as I love it. Excellent. Well, that's what we like, Faye. It's great to hear that. Now then, we've just got 4 minutes to go. We've got 55 teams readily raring and ready to go. Do feel free at any time to press that button with the thumbs up and the likes. I've got to try and beat, I think it was 29 we got a Sunday or so, but never mind. So more likes the better. Obviously it takes me up. You can now find, if you type in Nick's Quiz on Google, you'll find me there, which you couldn't some weeks back, but never mind, we are eventually getting noticed somewhere. Now I'll just go through this week's 6 rounds again. We're starting off with a round entitled Wednesday the 13th. Round number 2 tonight is a 1 to 10 round. Basically, all the answers start with a different number of letters, somewhere between 1 and 10. The numbers are never repeated, so there'll be 1 of 3 letters, 1 of 5 letters, 1 of 7 letters, so on and so forth. Round number 3 is an interesting one. I wrote myself yesterday, although trying to get things to rhyme properly is a bit tricky. Rhyming countries. So 2 parts to the answer. There will be the answer to the question, obviously, and the country that it rhymes with for an extra half point. Round number 4 tonight is a chain letters round, a chain letters. Now, chain letters basically is very similar to Trivia Trail, where you take the last letter, the last 2 letters, or the last 3 letters, and it's the first letter, the first 2, or the first 3 of the next answer, and so on, till you get to number 10, and then the last letter of number 10, or last 2, or last 3, is the first letter of number 1, 2, or 3. Of question number 1. Answer number 1. Round number 5 is entitled Mystery Letter. We all know how that works. Basically, a mystery letter round. All the answers start with the same letter. The only mystery is I don't tell you what the letter is, so that's pretty straightforward. And then round number 6 is just some general trivia. 1 or 2 things you might learn, as always, in a general trivia round. There might be just some little gem that you will hold into your memory for the next time you do a quiz when we eventually get back into the pubs. So we will see. Now, what's this? Clive and Janet, Roy's just said, wait a minute, where we got, let's just go back a bit. Paula's just joined us. So good evening, the Quizzy Rascals. They're all here raring to do battle. Great. Nice to see you, Paula. Roy's just saying, I hear that there's been such demand for the vaccine that Pfizer chiefs predict a riot. Ha! The Pfizer chiefs predict a riot. Oh dear, oh dear. Yes, quite, Roy, quite. That's the worst joke of the quiz so far. So round number 1 goes to you, Roy, with the Pfizer chiefs. I like that one. Clive from Stockton had a jab on Saturday. My mum used to make ginger beer. Brother and I love, what's that? Wobbling around back garden on Saturdays. Excellent. Sad news this week. First time in over 20 years I've been signed off sick, had the injection in my shoulder. Dear. Carol Green, mine was a treat on a Saturday in Basildon, West Yorkshire. Learned just last year that my younger sister used to go around the back of the shop and pinch the empty bottles to take round to the shop. That's exactly what we used to do, Carol. Well, I don't know about pinching bottles. We used to find them in hedgerows and wherever else. Obviously, if they were over the back garden of the local shop, then probably they were an easy target. And yes, we may well have done exactly the same. Chris Pickard saying, evening, Nick, from the dark and wet part of Hillmorton. Well, I think it's all dark and wet, isn't it? Chris, right then, we have 56 teams ready to go. So let's get going. Round number 1 is entitled Wednesday the 13th. Wednesday the 13th. Your first answer once I get it up on the screen properly. That's got it. We'll start with the letter W if we're right. My daughter should be. Are we all ready to go, Liz? Have I made any big mistakes? Don't know. We'll see as we go along. All the famous five have just joined us. Great to see you, John. Nice to see you logged on. Here we go then. Question number one starting with the letter W. Released on the 19th of April 1999 in the United Kingdom, Swear It Again is a song by which boy band that was their first #1 hit single? So released on the 19th of April 1999 in the UK, Swear It Again is a song by which boy band and was their first #1 hit single? It's just a one-word answer I'm after, starting with the letter W, which makes that fairly straightforward, I'm sure. Question number two is a bit trickier. Which British city's abbey was destroyed in 870 by Danish invaders? It was eventually rebuilt as a cathedral soon after the Norman invasion. So question two again, which British city's abbey was destroyed in 870 by Danish invaders? It was eventually rebuilt as a cathedral soon after the Norman invasion. That, of course, has got to start with the letter E. Obviously, there's a few cities in the United Kingdom starting with the letter E, I think. Question number three, starting with the letter D. With a word first used in the 17th century and derived from Greek, a lexicographer is a compiler of what type of books? So question three again, with a word first used in the 17th century and derived from Greek, a lexicographer is a compiler of what type of books? Question number four, starting with the letter N, possibly derived from Plato's Republic. What is said to be the mother of invention? What's that? Where's question two? Oh, good. Wasn't a rude word in there, was there? No, I haven't got to. Just try sending it again and see. Question number two's disappeared. Where's question two? I don't know why that will be stopped. There doesn't seem to be anything rude in there, does there? Never mind. We'll see whether we can do something with question two, rephrase it or something. I don't know. So question four again, possibly derived from Plato's Republic. What is said to be the mother of invention? Of course, it may be now that the internet companies, certainly YouTube, Facebook, whatever, got a lot tighter. They've tightened up their algorithm to get rid of Mr. Trump and all his trouble. So if we even mention anything to do with Trumpism, it immediately flags it and stops it coming up in the chat column. But never mind. Question number five: the Earl of Avon was a title in the peerage of the United Kingdom. It was created in 1961 for which former Prime Minister? I just need his surname, and it starts with the letter E. No trumping then. So question five again. The Earl of Avon was a title in the peerage of the United Kingdom that was created in 1961 for which former Prime Minister? I just need his surname starting with the letter E. Still haven't got question 2. Never mind, I'll read it out again. It's not a big issue. It's a city I'm after, basically. Question number 6. This is a tricky one. One for you to work out and one to put to memory. What is the only 9-letter word in the English language which yields another word each time a letter is removed from it? Matthew's put, well, I won't say what he's put, everybody can see it. Just testing, he says. Dear. Roy's managed to put trumping in, so that's not been banned. So question number 6 again. What is the only 9-letter word in the English language which yields another word each time a letter is removed from it? I was hoping to do a whole series of them, and then I realised there was only one of them in the English language. I thought it'd be quite clever to do a round where you build a word up, you know. You could try you could try posting half the question bits and then the other half as a separate bit. Do it in 2 bits. He is going to attempt to post half the question number 2 and then the other half, and we'll see whether we get through. Yes, Scunthorpe got through, all right. Right, question number 7, starting with the letter D. In what 1988 blockbuster film does Bruce Willis first use the catchphrase, yippee-ki-yay? Lydia's put the first part of question 2 down there. So we'll sneak in the second part when nobody's watching. Oh, it's definitely the second part that's causing the problem, because that's not going down. So question 7 again. In what 1988 blockbuster film did Bruce Willis first use the catchphrase, yippee-ki-yay? It's probably Danish invaders they don't like, something like that. So perhaps leave out the Danish invaders or something. Now that's a good one, Ian. You take joke of the day so far with that one. Scottish football is set to start using the latest goal line technology. Hawkeye the new. Dear. That's dreadful. Question number 8. Listen carefully. These are some lyrics. What line comes after the following song lyrics? Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. Blah, 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 blah. You'll get the idea. So question 8 again. What line comes after the following song lyrics? Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. What 4 letters or 4 words follow that? They've been out of kilter so far. Oh God, Roy. Now that is scraping the old. Right then, we're happy. We've got the you got your song lyrics there. Right then, question number 9. William Butler were the first names of which Irish poet and dramatist, one of the foremost figures of the 20th century literature? So William Butler were the first names of which Irish poet and dramatist, one of the foremost figures of the 20th century literature of 20th century literature. Oh, I put the word that in there. That, of course, has got to start with the letter Y, which makes that incredibly easy for you. So question number 10 is a little trickier. Currently, this has got to start with the number 1. Currently the lowest in the United Kingdom. At what age can you hold a full driving licence on the Isle of Man and subsequently drive a car without supervision? So question number 10 again. Currently the lowest in the United Kingdom. At what age can you hold a full driving licence on the Isle of Man and subsequently drive a car without supervision? Does question 6 go down to a single letter? It does, John. Yes, it does. That only gives you 5 possible single letters, doesn't it, really? I'm glad to see you working hard on that one, John. Tricky word, that. A tricky word. It's one you'll have to put to memory when it comes up again, which it's bound to do sooner or later. Question number 11. Remember, this starts with the letter 3, or sorry, the number 3. In the United Kingdom, what size in gallons is a standard beer barrel? It's the equivalent of 163.7 litres, apparently. So in the United Kingdom, what size in gallons is a standard beer barrel? The equivalent of 163.7 litres. Alex, Lydia put she put half the question down. A little bit further up, she's put. I'll read it out again at the end, Alex. It's probably the easiest. Question number 10. The abbreviations ATP and LTA are commonly used in which racket sport? Remember, that's going to start with the letter T. So the abbreviations ATP and LTA are commonly used in which racket sport? Beginning with the letter T. That makes that pretty straightforward. And beginning with the letter H, number 13, the Battle of Crécy and the Siege of Orleans were major engagements during which long-running conflict? So the Battle of Crécy and the Siege of Orleans were major engagements during which long-running conflict? That's got to start with the letter H. Right, we will just briefly go back to that question that didn't seem to get past the YouTube algorithm for some reason. Probably about invasions or invaders, something like that. So question 2 again, listen carefully. Which British city's abbey, so I'm just after the name of a city, was destroyed in 870 by Danish invaders? It was eventually rebuilt as a cathedral soon after the Norman invasion. Right, we've got an idea of that one. Hopefully, after that bit of a struggle getting all those questions down in the chat, hopefully you'll have 13 answers now. And without further ado, if you're all happy, we'll go through and see whether we can give you some answers. Yes, I think the hardest one was probably that number 6, but we'll see. Here we go. Right. Number 1, of course, that boy band was Westlife. I'm sure you all got that one. Number 2 was Ely Cathedral. Ely Cathedral. Well done if you got Ely. Could have been Edinburgh, Exeter. There's a number of those it could have been. Number 3, a lexicographer is a compiler of dictionaries, possibly derived from Plato's Republic, which of course was one of his writings. What is said to be the mother of invention? That was necessity. Number 5, I was after Eden, as in Robert Anthony Eden. Number 6, that 9-letter word, which is the only one in the English language which yields another word each time a letter is removed, is the word startling. Startling. Well done if you got that. Startling. That was tricky. Number 7 was Die Hard. Number 8, I was after what follows the lines, imagine there's no countries, it isn't hard to do, nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Obviously comes from the John Lennon song. Number 9 was W.B. Yeats. Number 10, I was after 16, apparently. A person on the Isle of Man can hold a full driving license without supervision. Number 11, I was after 36. There are 36 gallons in a standard UK beer barrel. Number 12, of course, was tennis. And number 13 was the 100-Year War, the Battle of Crécy and the Siege of Orleans. So well done if you got that. Right, I'm expecting a few 12s if we're lucky, 11s, 12s. but don't feel too disappointed if you've only scored a mere 7, 8. there's room for catching up yet. So here we go. Let's have some scores in, see how I've all fared after that rather tricky first round. Do feel free now to top your glasses up and we'll see how we go from there. So Alex straight off with an 11. Carol's also joining him on 11. We've got Mike Yates on 12. Martin Davies saying a grim 9. Ian Miller's on 11. Mick Roberts on 11. Sarah and Russ and gang are on 12. PRS are on 11. Michelle's on 11. Grant Gifford's on 11. We've got Home Alone 6 on 12. Clive and Janet from Stockton, they're on 11. We've got 13 for the Quizzy Rascals. Pick a Mixer on 12. Andrew Lewis is on 10. Famous 5 are on 12. Penny Graham's on 10. The York is on a very respectable 8. Dylan's on 10. The Booby Prize girls are on 12. There's some good scores in there. As I say, there were some quite tricky questions in there. Split the difference on also on 12 points. So at the moment, Quizzy Rascals are the only team with a full 13 out of 13. Never mind, plenty of time to catch up. Now then, the next round is entitled 1 to 10. Basically, one of your answers will be one letter or digit long, and one of them will be 10, and all the others fill in somewhere in between. So all your answers should be of differing lengths between 1 and 10 letters or numbers. So question number 1. Question number 1. Which country has been ruled by the Grimaldi dynasty for over 700 years? And since 1929 has been a regular venue for Formula 1 races. So question 1 again, which country has been ruled by the Grimaldi dynasty for over 700 years and since 1929 has been a regular venue for Formula 1 races? Question number 2. What is the surname of the most nominated male performer in the acting categories at the Oscars with over 12 nominations? His first name is the same as a nursery rhyme character. So what is the surname of the most nominated male performer in the acting categories at the Oscars with 12 nominations? His first name is the same as a nursery rhyme character. Tyrion, that's dreadful. I'm surprised that hasn't been banned. Why does Barbie never get pregnant? Because Ken comes in a different box. Oh dear. Oh, there's some tittering going over in my house here, Ian. You certainly a wry smile from Lydia and the wife there. Question number 3. Barking, marsh, and burrowing are all types of which type of nocturnal animal? I put the word type in there twice, don't I? I'll have to change that at a later date. I'll mark it for changing. So barking, marsh, and burrowing are all types of which type of nocturnal animal? Now then, Faye, that's much cleaner and quite a funny joke. You should always knock on the fridge door before you open it, just in case there's a salad dressing. Oh dear. I like that one. That is a funny joke. Right then, question number 4. Derived from the Latin word for coal, what symbol is used for the 6th element in the periodic table? Come on, you should all know your 1 to 10, surely. So derived from the Latin word for coal, what symbol is used for the 6th element in the periodic table? Do remember all these answers should be of a different length. Question number 5. If the Germans know the day as Sonntag, how is the same day known as in the French language? Make sure you spell it correctly. So if the Germans know the day as Sonntag, how is the same day known as in the French language? Well, it's nice to see so many of you taking part again on a Wednesday. We've got 59 teams currently playing. It's been up to 60 and just a bit above. I've got 16 likes, so if anybody else fancies just hitting the like button, do feel free. Especially if you enjoy the quiz. Of course, the opposite can be true. If you're not enjoying the quiz, you can always give it the down button. That's fair enough. And do feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for updates on any up-and-coming quizzes. Right, question number 6 is one for you to work out. What is the square root of the number 729? Come on, all you mathematicians can work that one out, I'm sure. So what is the square root of the number 729? Get scribbling on a bit of paper. I'm sure you'll have that one worked out in a jiffy, which, as we know, is a very short piece of time. Was it the distance traveled by light in a vacuum, 1 centimetre? No, it's the time taken for the distance of 1 centimetre in a vacuum. God knows. Question number 7. Listen to question number 7. There are currently only 2 double landlocked countries in the world. Liechtenstein is one, and with the capital called Tashkent, what is the name of the other Asian country? So question 7 again. There are currently only 2 landlocked countries in the world. Liechtenstein is one, and with the capital called Tashkent, what is the name of the other Asian country? Question number 8, giving this one away to our friends from Worcester, obviously. Question number 8, Worcester Black, Arlington, Pippin, and Bartlett are all varieties of which type of fruit? So question 8 again, Worcester Black, Arlington, Pippin, and Bartlett are all varieties of which type of fruit? Sarah's giving us a wink. I'm not sure as you know that one, but you know what a Worcester Black is, surely. Question number 9. So Carol will get this one straight away. What did Aaron Copland write for the common man in this piece of music, written in 1942 and inspired by a speech from the same year by Henry Wallace? Yes, singular fruit, Graham, a singular fruit. So question 9 again, what did Aaron Copland write for the common man in this piece of music, written in 1942 and inspired by a speech from the same year by Henry Wallace? And finally, question number 10. Again, another one for you to work out. How is the decimal number 16 represented in the binary numbering system? So how is the decimal number 16 represented in the binary numbering system? Ah, they might do. Let me have a look. I'll better just check that one. Oh, no, they clearly don't. Graham, question number 4 asks for the symbol, doesn't ask for the word. Look at question 4 again carefully, Graham. It says, derived from the Latin word for coal, what symbol is used for the 6th element in the periodic table? But you're right, it would have been all the same. Right, I'm just going to replenish my glasses while I give you my glass even. Glasses. All the answers should be of a different length. There should be one of one letter, one of two, one of three, one of four, one of five, and so on and so forth. They can, of course, be numbers. So, for instance, if you've got two 10-letter answers, one of them will be wrong. I will just give you a second to work those out. In the meantime, if anybody else has got any silly jokes, you're more than welcome to put some in. So has anybody taken up a new hobby in this dreadful time of being locked down, you know? I've been searching for things to do. I'm not quite sure what to take up. I'm quite keen on watching the stars and things, but A, it's been freezing cold, and B, we've had so much cloud cover that it's hardly worth watching any at the moment, plus the fact we live right next to a blooming street lamp, which makes things even worse, but never mind. Oh, and the fact I haven't got a telescope at the moment, but never mind. Right then, everybody, let's go back over these answers and see how you fared. So, pens down. I think we've probably had enough time to discuss amongst your team members and get 10 answers down. If not, have a stab at one you may have missing. All right, question number one, here we go. Which country has been ruled? You will be being a bit. Sure you're not, Jackie, that's not fair. Question number one, which country has been ruled by the Grimaldi dynasty? That, of course, the country was Monaco. That was your 6-letter answer. Number two, it was Jack Nicholson that had 12 Oscar nominations for Best Actor category. Number three, barking, marsh and burrowing are all types of owl. Number four, derived from Latin for coal. The 6th element in the periodic table is the letter C. I wanted the letter C. That was, of course, your number one. If Germans know the day of Sonntag, how is the same day known as in the French language? That's dimanche, dimanche, which is your 8-letter answer. Square root of the number 729 is 27. Number 7, the Asian country I was after was Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan, well done if you got that. I always get my stars mixed up. Number 8, Worcester Black, Arlington Pippin and Bartlett are all varieties of pear. Number 9, of course, Aaron Copeland wrote that piece of music. It was fanfare for the common man. It was a fanfare for the common man. And final number 10, how is the decimal number 16 represented in binary? That's 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. So it looks like the number 10,000, but it's 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. So well done if you work that one out. All's tricky unless you know how to work binary numbers out, of course. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores and see how they've all fared after round number 2 before we go into the rather tricky rhyming round. Right, the Quizzy Rascals have moved on to 22 points. Well played, the Quizzy Rascals. Let's see how everybody else has fared. We've got Famous 5 on 21. We've got Sarah and the gang on 21. Don Quixote have moved on to 22. We've got Carol Green on 18. We've got Michelle and the gang on 20. Andrew Lewis has now moved on to 20. Alex Rowan on 19. Home Alone 6 on 22. We've got the Givers on 19. Georgie and Rory on a mum, or is that, sorry, Georgie, it's your nan, isn't it, on 14. We've got PRS on 19. Mick Roberts has now moved on to 18 with Martin Davis close behind on 17. Dylan's moved on to 18. Ian Miller's moved on to 17. Pick a Mix. Very good score on 20. 1 point. Clive Janet from Stockton, also good on 19. Penny Graham's moved on to 15. Well played, Penny. The Booby Prize girls on 18 points. Who else have we got to come in? And I'm not sure. Split the difference on 22 points. So we've had some good scores in that. And 1 or 2 people have pulled back some 1 or 2 points. So here we go. Round number 3 is half point round. During lockdown, I've only been doing inside jokes. Well, I sure you have, Roy. Oh, Chris Pickard's on 20. Well played, Chris. And Mike Yates on 21. Well done, lads. There's some great scores there. Doing very well indeed. Right then, round number 3 is called Rhyming Countries. So basically, I ask you a question, you give me the answer, and then for an extra half point, there's half point for the correct answer and half a point for the country it rhymes with. This is All right, you get the idea. There's bound to be people. Now then, I did have one earlier that I'd written, and then I realised it was wrong because tiger does not rhyme with Niger, as it's said apparently in English. I thought it spelt the same, but it didn't sound the same thing. You have to be a little bit careful. It doesn't mean they spelt the same, it means they sound almost the same. And almost is about as good as we're going to get. Right then, question number 1. What connects a pale colour, a citrus fruit, and an American actor who had 8 individual nominations for an Academy Award? So question number 1, what connects a pale colour, a citrus fruit, and an American actor who had 8 individual nominations for an Academy Award? So half a point for the correct answer and half a point for the country that it rhymes with. It's not too tricky. Number 1. Question number 2, another bit of German for you. Schnecken is the German word used to describe what type of shelled gastropods? So Schnecken is the German word used to describe what type of shelled gastropods? Pretty straightforward. Even Martin Davis will get this one. Better do. Go on, Martin. I've got my Kingfisher shirt on tonight. It's got lots of little kingfishers on it. Well done, Martin. Question number 3. What is the capital of Hubei province in the People's Republic of China? It is the largest city in central China with a direct link with the dreaded COVID virus. So question 3 again, what is the capital of Hubei province in the People's Republic of China? It is the largest city in central China with a direct link with the dreaded COVID virus. Of course, all of these are just one-word answers after. They're just one-word answers for every single one of them. Question number 4, first patented in 1835. What is the lowest pitched musical instrument in the brass family? So first patented in 1835. What is the lowest pitched musical instrument in the brass family? I'm always getting told off for saying brass, so I thought I'd ease that back to brass, just for the wife, so I don't sound too posh. Question number 5. What was the surname of the character played by Sylvester even Stallone in the Rocky movies? So what was the surname of the character played by Sylvester Stallone in the Rocky movies? It's kind of a tenuous rhyme, that one, but it kind of rhymes. They put the word all in there. It's marked with all. Okay. Question number 6, listen carefully. What name is given to a flat board marked with all the letters of the alphabet, the numbers 0 to 9, and the words yes and no? So question 6, a tricky one. What name is given to a flat board marked with all the letters of the alphabet, the numbers 0 to 9, and the words yes and no? I'm sure a lot of you will have heard of this one. One or two of you won't. Do you remember the rhyming country as well to go with it? Now you need to write 2 things for everything. You need to write the answer to the question, and you need to write the name of the country that it rhymes with. So there are 2 answers to everyone. They're half a point each. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. Question number 7. Which of the Nobel Prizes has been won by Frank Kellogg, Albert Schweitzer, and Linus Pauling, amongst others? So which of the Nobel Prizes has been won by Frank Kellogg, Albert Schweitzer, and Linus Pauling, amongst others? What's that, number 8? No, it does, that's the point. It does, Liz, it does. It just appears not to, but it does. Question number 8. Which common farm animal is known to have a gestation period of approximately 283 days? I hope you're all watching that. What was it on the other day? I think it was on the wheel on Saturday night. Stupid. Well, I think the answer was, no, I won't tell you what the answer was, but never mind. So which common farm animal is known to have a gestation period of approximately 283 days? You can see you all swearing now. Anything doesn't rhyme. This is one of my better rhyming rounds. Martin Davies used to love these in the pub. Always used to cause some controversy, but never mind. Sure it will tonight. Question number 9. According to the book of Joshua, the walls of which city fell after the Israelites marched around the city walls once a day for 6 days? Roy's just put, I'm really disappointed with the Wombles pebble grinder I got for Christmas. Everything's either underground or overground. Oh dear, dear. That's dreadful, Roy. Where did you get them from? So question 9 again. According to the book of Joshua, the walls of which city fell after the Israelites marched around the city walls once a day for 6 days? And finally, number 10, a little bit easier. Which payday loan company was responsible for inventing fully automated risk processing technology to provide short-term unsecured personal loans online? So which payday loan company was responsible for inventing fully automated risk processing technology to provide short-term unsecured personal loans online? Right, if you're lucky, you should have 10 answers. And if you're really lucky, you might have 10 countries. These are countries as listed under the United Nations, whatever it is, list of countries. Right, everybody, how are we doing? Do we need a little bit more time? Do feel free to put in the chat column if you haven't worked all the countries out yet, or all the answers out yet. Give yourselves a bit more time by just saying, yes, I need a bit more time, Nick. Do feel free. No problem, John. Well, again, as I said, it's great to see so many people still taking part in the quizzes. We are up to quiz number 81, so more time to rhyme, please. Just keep the countries going through your head, Martin. See whether you can come up with one. Oh, dear. So, as I said, yes, it's great to see so many people still taking part in the quizzes. Keep coming back for more, so we'll keep doing them. And it is the taking part that counts, of course. It's not always the winning or even coming in the top 5 or 6. It's a matter of taking part. Because we've had teams that have been doing it every week for ages, and it's great to see them all coming back for more torture, so to speak. Never mind. Of course, there are a few good books you can get to help you with quizzes. I've got one entitled Ring a Ring of Roses, which is basically the origins and meanings of old nursery rhymes. I've got all sorts of silly books which help with compiling quizzes, but never mind. We will be doing a quiz Sunday night, of course, as usual, 8 for 8:15. It will be Sunday the, what is it, 17th, it'll be, something like that, unless anybody corrects me. I think that's about right. How are you doing, huh? Right then, everybody, I will give you, still not one, says Ian. Keep going, Ian, that's the point. It's the taking part that matters, isn't it? Your jokes. Perhaps I should give an extra half point for every good joke. As rated by everybody else, something like that. Oh dear, bonus points or whatever else. I'm hoping we're going to get out of lockdown soon anyway. It's probably going to be another month or two before at least half of the population, well, whatever else, we got up to that 15 million point of being vaccinated. God knows, I'm sure I'll be well down the pecking order. So I'll have to stay at home longer, won't I? Do more quizzes, I suppose. Right then, let's put you out your misery in this round and do some marking. There's bound to be a little bit of consternation or some groans at some of the answers, but we'll see. Right then, here we go. Connection number 1, the rhyming countries round. What connects a pale colour, a citrus fruit, an American actor? Well, the American actor was Jack Lemmon. Lemmon, of course, rhymes with the country of Yemen, which has had an ongoing civil war for the last 6 years or something. Number 2, Schnecken is the German word used to describe snails. And of course, snails loosely rhymes with the country of Wales, although some people might claim that it's not a country, which we've had in quizzes before. Question number 3, of course, that province or that city was known as Wuhan, which kind of almost rhymes with Bhutan. So Wuhan and Bhutan was what I was after for that. So well done if you got that. Number 4, lowest pitched musical instrument is tuba, with Cuba, of course. Tuba and Cuba, well done if you got that. What's the surname of the character Sylvester Stallone? That was Balboa. His name was Balboa. And of course, that nearly rhymes with Samoa. So I'll give you that. Samoa and Balboa was what I was after. Kind of ends the same anyway. Number 6 was tricky. That board I wanted was a Ouija board. Ouija, of course, rhymes with Fiji. So Ouija and Fiji. Well done if you got that. Number 7, Linus Pauling, Albert Schweitzer, and Frank Kellogg all won the Nobel Peace Prize. And of course, peace rhymes with Greece. Wuhan, Sudan. Yeah, I'll give you Wuhan, Sudan. I think that's fair enough. Yeah, well, Sudan's good enough. Number 8, you're not going to like this one. Which common farm animal is known to have a gestation period of approximately 283 days? That's the cow, which of course rhymes with Lao. That country next to Vietnam is spelt with an S, but only because the French put it there, and it's not pronounced Laos or anything like that. It's pronounced in English as Lao. So cow and Lao. Well done if you got that. I'm sure the wife got that one. Question number 9. I was after the country of Jericho, which loosely rhymes with Mexico, and somebody might come up with something else for that, but Jericho and Mexico. And finally, number 10 was Wonga and Tonga. Yes, Wonga and Tonga. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that silly round. It took quite a while to actually put that together because there's lots of countries that don't rhyme. Obviously, if you can find anything that rhymes with Uzbekistan, you're doing really well. But all the wives don't forget that one. Must have been tough for her. So well done if you get a good 8 or 9 on that one. You've done very well. Do remember it's half a point for each of those, so half a point for the correct answer. So hopefully most of you would have scored at least half points, and hopefully would have got some more. Right, we have the Yorkies who've moved on to a fantastic 21.5 points. Well played, Georgia. You got Rory yet? Michelle's moved on to 30. Well played, Michelle. Martin's now moving. Martin Tina up to 25.5. Alex Brown's on 28.5. We've got Graham Gifford on 29. Home Loan 6 on 32 points. Is there no stopping them tonight? Dylan C's on 28. We've got Mick Roberts on 26.5. The famous 5 have moved on to 30.5. Carol Green's now moved up to 24.5. Ian Miller's on 23.5. Don Quixote also on 32 points. Cow and Guinea-Bissau. Yes, I'll allow that. Cow and Guinea-Bissau, that's a really good one. I like that. Well done. Matthew Blood, PRS on 29. Well played, PRS. Penny Graham's moved on to 20.5. Andrew Lewis now on 29. We've got Sarah in the game, moved on to 31 points. Well, that's a good showing tonight, Sarah. Obviously got the brains out tonight. Japan and Oman. What for 3? What was number 3? Wuhan, Japan, Oman. Yeah, I'll allow that. Wuhan, Japan, I suppose. Oman. That's close enough. Yeah, okay. I'll allow that, Carol. And anybody else that happened to put Japan and Oman. Harry, Julie, and Ian, they've scored 10 points there. Took them on 28 points. Well played. The Quizzy Rascals have moved on to 31.5. Well played them. Pick a Mix now on 29.5. Mike Yates on 30.5. So well done, everybody, for that round. It was a tricky little round, just thrown in there to cause a bit of controversy. Obviously, there are 1 or 2 more things that rhyme than you think. My wife says it's a ridiculous round. Never mind. Keeps us all going. A bit of thinking going on there. Right then, round number 4, chain letters. The last 3 letters, 2 letters or 1 letters of the first answer are the first 3, 2 or 1 of the final of the next one, and so on and so forth. We get the idea. So wait a minute, there's some more scores came through there. We've got the Booby Prize girls move on to 27.5. Climb Jump from Stockton on 28. Split the difference on 31.5. And Roy Job finally being prescribed some anti-gloating cream. Can't wait to rub it in. See ya. Why can't you see LGBT colours in the sky after it rains? Because the sun just came out. Oh dear, oh dear. Yes. Chris Pickard on a 27. Well done, Chris. Right, chain letters. It's very much like a trivia trail, except this time you're not just looking for the last letter, but it could be the last letter, the last 2, or the last 3 letters. So question number 1. What is the Christian name of the famous Welshman who won the 2018 Tour de France? Now, does everybody else think I have too many Welsh questions? Should we have more Scottish questions instead? I know Martin thinks they don't have enough Welsh questions, but I seem to have plenty of them. So question number 1, what is the Christian name of the famous Welshman who won the 2018 Tour de France? We could, of course, ban all Welsh questions and Scottish questions. No, that's not. Right. That famous Welshman's Christian name, either take the last letter, the last two, or the last three, and it's the first one, or the first two or three of this one. What name is given? This is question number 2. What name is often used to describe a student or trainee who works sometimes without pay in order to gain work experience or satisfy requirements for a qualification? So what name is often used to describe a student or trainee who works sometimes without pay in order to gain work experience or satisfy requirements for a qualification? I kind of did that, but I was paid, so I didn't. What's that? Cornish questions. Yes, we could come up with some Cornish questions, definitely. We enjoyed Cornwall, didn't we, Andrew, when we were cycling through it? Some big hills in Cornwall, I have to say, surprisingly. Question number 3. Born in 1899, what was the Christian name of the author who wrote A Farewell to Arms and For Whom the Bell Tolls? Very famous author. So born in 1899, what was the Christian name of the author who wrote A Farewell to Arms and For Whom the Bell Tolls even? Do you remember to use the last letters of the previous answer in some kind of order, either the last one, the last two, or the last three? Lancashire? What's that bizarre fact, Ian? Another lanky fact. Oh, I see. You want Lancashire questions? Yes, we could do that. Fine part of the country, isn't it? And we cycle through Lancashire. Well, I've had 2 German questions in tonight. Zwei Bier, bitte. Oh dear. Question number 4. What is the 17th book of the Old Testament? I'm sure you all know that off the top of your heads. It is also the first name of a celebrity founder of the charity Silverline. So what is the 17th book of the Old Testament? It is also the first name of the celebrity founder of the charity Silverline. Remember to use your previous answer to help you with that one. And question number 5, staying on a very biblical theme. Who was the king of Judea who, according to the New Testament, ordered the death of all children under the age of 2 in Bethlehem? Sure, he was well liked by the population. So question 5 again. Who was the king of Judea who, according to the New Testament, ordered the death of all children under the age of 2 in Bethlehem? Certainly not a very nice fellow. Right, that's just a one-word answer, of course, I'm after. Take the last letter, the last 2, or the last 3, and it's the first letter, first 2, or first 3 of this answer. Question number 6 is a bit tricky. What is an elaborately structured poem praising or glorifying an event or individual? In ancient Greece, they were originally poetic pieces performed with musical accompaniments. Man after my own heart. Oh, you are heartless, Robin. So question number 6 again. What is an elaborately structured poem praising or glorifying an event or individual? In ancient Greece, they were originally poetic pieces performed with musical accompaniment. Don't be bitter about having a German round. Oh dear. I like that one, Roy. Oh dear. Yeah, Robin was being a bit harsh there, Jackie. He's like that. He doesn't like children, full stop. He forgets when he was one. Right then, question number 7. Listen carefully. A branch of zoology. What specific name is given to a scientist who specializes in the study of insects? So question 7 again, a branch of zoology. What specific name is given to a scientist who specializes in the study of insects? I'm sure we've all heard of that one at one time or another. Oh dear. And how old was Robin? Oh, he's past midlife. You need to be kinder. Robin loves children, but rarely eats the whole one. Oh dear God. Question number 8. Listen carefully. Now, either take the last letter, the last 2, or the last 3 of the previous answer. What name is given to a narrow strip of land with sea on either side, forming a link between 2 larger areas of land? So question 8 again. What name is given to a narrow strip of land with sea on either side, forming a link between 2 larger areas of land? Question number 9. Mysophobia is the name given to the morbid fear of what natural foodstuff? I don't know, Sarah's partial to these. My daughter hates them. So mysophobia is the name given to the morbid fear of what natural food substance? Yeah, it's not just a dislike, it's a morbid fear. That's not a morbid fear. And finally, number 10, which will in turn take you back to number 1 if you're lucky. What is the surname of a cold-hearted miser, and it's not Robin, who despised Christmas and is the protagonist of Charles Dickens' 1843 novella, A Christmas Carol? So question 10 again, what is the surname of a cold-hearted miser who despises Christmas and is the protagonist of Charles Dickens' 1843 novella, A Christmas Carol? That should take you all the way back to number 1 to help you with that Christian name of that Welsh. I better not drop myself in it. Oh yes, Welsh sportsman. Right then, everybody. I trust that wasn't a ridiculously difficult round. There were 1 or 2 tricky ones in there. I hope you didn't lose your way. Wife's still grumbling it was better than the previous round. I'll have it in the neck all night tonight. You can see it coming, but never mind. Right then, everybody. I'm sure we've all done very well after that round, haven't we? So, let me give you some answers. Of course, the Christian name of that Welshman. What? That Welshman, sorry, who won the 2018 Tour de France was Geraint. That gives you the INT for an intern, which in turn gave you the ERN for Ernest, as in Ernest Hemingway. That gave you indeed the EST for the book of the Bible, Esther, which was also the name of Esther Ranson, of course, who founder of Charity Silverline. That gave you the H-E-R for King Herod, that nasty bit of work from Bethlehem. That gave you the O for, or did it? Yeah, no, it gave you the O-D for an ode, of course, an ode originally written with musical accompaniment, apparently. Didn't know that until today, but never mind. That gave you the E for an entomologist, which in turn gave you the IST for an isthmus. An isthmus. Well done if you got that. That gave you the S for, of course, mysophobia is the dreaded fear of mushrooms. Oh, that in turn gave you, of course, that protagonist of the novel was Scrooge. Scrooge, which we all know from previous quizzes was a word actually developed about 100 years before Scrooge was ever known of. And if you were paying attention, that was, of course. But never mind. Well, she put face, just put, why did the chicken go to the seance? To get to the other side. Oh dear. Nice one, Faye. Right then, everyone, let's have some scores in. See how I've done. PRS move on to a fantastic 39 points. Martin Davis, 33.5. Well done, Martin and Tina. The Yorkers have moved on to 28.5 points. Well done, Georgie. Georgia, Grandma, and Rory now. Andrew Lewis has moved on to 39 points. Well played, Andrew and Jane. Absolutely hammering Martin at the moment. Mick Roberts has moved on to 36.5. Clive and Janet from Stockton on 37. Mike Yates. Well done, Mike. 40.5 points. The Giffords have moved on to 39. Well played, Graham and Jane. Home Alone 6 moved on to 42 points. Now, there's a good score. Carol Green on 33.5. We've got Famous 5 moved themselves on to 40.5 points. Ian Miller's now moved on to 31.5. We've got Michelle Gibbons on 40. Sarah's put some strange symbols on. I don't know what the symbol bits are, but never mind. 41 points. Well played them. Mysophobia. Okay. Did I spell it wrong? Well played. No, I can't have spelled it wrong because you got PH. Well, whatever. Dylan's on 34. Don Quixote have moved on to 41 points. And wait a minute, what else have we got? Penny Graham on 30.5 points, got split the difference on 41.5. Paula Lewis, they've moved on to Quizzy Rascals, have also moved on to 41.5 points. The Boober Prize girls, one of our rare full mark rounds, 37.5 points. Pick a Mixer on 38.5. Chris Pickard's on 37 points. We got Harry Julian in the Butler of Shiraz. The Butler of Shiraz is obviously going down too well with a 7 there on 35 points. And Royce George managed to get our cat to start using the remote control. So far, she can put it on pause. Nice one, Roy. Alex Brown's moved on to 35.5. Correction, Don Quixote on 42. Well played. Well played, Don Quixote. Yes, Alex, I take your bit about mysophobia. There are a few things. There are germs. I'm trying to remember what the fear of mice is. That's murophobia, isn't it? I don't know. I'll need to just check that. I will. What I do in my quiz, if I do get any questions that I appear to be wrong in any way, shape or form, I highlight them so I then look them up and make sure I get it right next time. So sorry about that. We'll go back to show tabs and columns. Let's get it right. Now we're going to a mystery letter round next. A mystery letter round. Now we're all doing very well. It's been some excellent scores so far. The top teams haven't dropped many points at all, and it is very tight at the top, so to speak. So, mystery round starts with this one. This is a mystery letter round where all the answers start with the same letter. But I don't tell you what that letter is. You can work it out as you go along, and then you can work your way backwards just in case you haven't been able to figure out what it is. So, question number 1, also known as estragon. What is a species of perennial herb in the sunflower family? It is suitable for chicken, fish, and egg dishes, and is the main flavouring component of a béarnaise sauce. That's an interesting one. So, also known as estragon. What is a species of perennial herb in the sunflower family? It is suitable for chicken, fish, and egg dishes, and is the main flavouring component of a béarnaise sauce. think I've given you enough things there. Hopefully, a few of you master chefs should get that one straight away. Now, if you didn't get that straight away, this one starts with the same. The answer to this question, of course, starts with the same letter. Born in Ilkley and with the middle name Fred, what is the surname of an English gardener, presenter, and novelist? So, born in Ilkley and with the middle name Fred, what is the surname of an English gardener, presenter, and novelist? Ilkley always reminds me of that silly old song we used to sing around a campfire. Ilkley, Ilkley more by tat. Where hast thou been since I saw thee? Sorry, Robin. Didn't mean to burst into singing. Question number 3. Remember, all answers start with the same letter. Which ancient city was located in Anatolia, part of modern-day Turkey? It was the subject of a 2004 epic period war film starring Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom. I think that kind of gives it away a bit. So, which ancient city was located in Anatolia, part of modern-day Turkey? It was also the subject of a 2004 epic period war film starring Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom. Just a one-word answer that, starting with the same letters as the others, of course. Question number 4. The wife of Oberon, who is depicted by Edwin Landseer in his painting Scene from a Midsummer Night's Dream. So the wife of Oberon, who is depicted in Edwin Landseer's in his painting Scene from a Midsummer Night's Dream. Yeah, Robin's saying nice place, Ilkley. Yes, I like all that. That area around there is beautiful, actually. It's not some great places. Especially good for beer drinking up that road as well. Not that I should bring that in any way, shape or form. Question number 5 for all you mathematicians. Is Ian Wilson playing tonight? Oh, yes. It's just for you, just up your street here, this one. With a name derived from 2 Greek words, what is a branch of mathematics that studies relationships involving lengths and angles of triangles? So with a name derived from 2 Greek words, what is a branch of mathematics that studies relationships involving lengths and angles of triangles? No idea when the word was first used, but I'm sure we can probably find out. Question. Oh dear, Roy, that's a dreadful one. I've decided to start a Facebook group for insomniacs. Anyone up for it? Probably be up at 6. Yeah, we'll be up for it. Right then, question number 6. French Polynesia consists of 118 islands located within the Society Islands. Which is the most populous island and the seat of the capital, Papeete? I'm sure we'll all know that one, surely. So which French Polynesia consists of 118 islands located within the Society Islands? Which is the most populous island and the seat of the capital, Papeete? Question number 7, again starting with the same letter for everybody. Whose famous 19th century works include Anna Karenina, The 3 questions and master and man. It's question 7. Oh, he has been impeached, has he? I was waiting for that one to pop up, Martin. Now, there's an interesting question. Which 3 presidents have been impeached? Well, Trump's been impeached twice now, hasn't he? Or is it 4 presidents? Oh, God knows. I did see it tonight and I've forgotten. Oh, yes, it's just popped up on my phone. So question number 7 again. Whose famous 19th century works include Anna Karenina, The 3 Questions, and Master and Man? It's all coming up now about Trump. What's that? Oh, you're getting your questions off now. What am I doing? Yeah, I am. I'm disappearing off the screen. I don't know what I'm doing. Never mind, I'm back. Closing things down. Is it? That better. Sorry, I've been wiggling the computer screen. Question number 8. In Spain, what name is given to an appetizer or snack? In select bars in Spain, it is evolved into an entire sophisticated cuisine. Oh, sorry, Robin, what were you after? Yeah, just the surname I want, just the surname, sorry. And Carol, am I right, is the cow and calf on Oakley Moor? Yes, it is. As far as I know. If it's still there, it's probably not open tonight, though. So question 8 again. In Spain, what name is given to an appetizer or snack? In select bars in Spain, it's evolved into an entire sophisticated cuisine. It's probably a cheap way of selling food. Never mind. Question number 9. Edo is the former name of which Asian city? It was the seat of power for the shogunate, which ruled from 1603 to 1868. So question 9 again. Edo is the former name of which Asian city? It was the seat of power for the shogunate, which ruled from 1603 to 1868. According to, I don't know, yeah, I had it as one word, but it didn't recognise it as one word. But then that's Microsoft. I think it is one word. And finally, question number 10. I'm sure we had this before, not long ago, but maybe it was a long time ago. What pet game was invented by Akimita, for which she won the 1997 Nobel Prize for Economics? It's an interesting prize to win for that. So question 10 again. What pet game was invented by Akimita, for which she won the 1997 Nobel Prize for Economics? And yes, there's no prize for being able to pronounce her name either, but never mind. I'm sure after a brief trip to Japan, which I intend to do sometime in my life, unless this dreaded virus carries on for much longer, I might be able to pronounce the Japanese names a little bit better. Right, all your answers, if you're lucky, should start with the same letter. And if they don't, try and adjust them so that they do. We have had occasions in the pub where the team gets the wrong letter altogether and all their answers are wrong. Don't get it wet. No, you don't want to get that wet for a start, do you, Roy? Right then, everybody, we won't dwell too long on that round because I think there's some good clues there, especially with the letter, which helps an awful lot. So make sure all your answers start with the same letter, and I will give you 10 answers. Here we go then. Estragon is also known as tarragon. Tarragon, the main flavouring component of a béarnaise sauce, apparently. Number 2, of course, that presenter was Titchmarsh, as in Alan Titchmarsh, middle name Fred. Number 3, of course, was the city of Troy. Number 4, Oberon's wife was Titania. Number 5, I was after trigonometry. By this stage, you should realise the mystery letter is the letter T, of course. French Polynesia. Papeete is the capital of Tahiti. Number 7 was Tolstoy. Sorry, I didn't say just the surname. I meant that. Number 8, of course, is tapas. Number 9 was Tokyo. The former name Edo. And finally, number 10, that pet game was called Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi. Well done if you got that. Right then, I expect most of you done fairly well on that round, so I think we're going to be pretty tight scores going into the last round, which is, as always, 10 tricky questions on general knowledge, where there's going to be a few you definitely don't know. But you can have a good guess at, and of course, good guesses make good answers. Right, let's have some scores in. See how they're all faring. We've got Martin and Tina on 42.5. Well played them. The Yorkies have now moved on to 37.5. Georgia, have you got Rory playing yet? Sarah and the gang from Worcester. We've got Sarah, James, Russ and Joe on 51 points. We've got Graham and Jane have moved on to 49. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on 47. We've got Nick Robertson, 46.5. Alex Brown's moved on to 45.5. Don Quixote doing very well, 52 points. Well played, Don Quixote. Michelle Gibbons on now on 50. We've got Dylan. Well played, Dylan on 40. We've got Home Alone, 6 on 52 points. Well played, them. Andrew and Jane are on 49 points. We've got Emma on 38.5. The famous 5 have moved on to 50.5. Harry and Julian, the bottle of Shiraz. That was a good 10, 46 points. Penny Graham's moved on to 39.5. Carol Green's moved on to 42.5. Boomer Prize girls are now up to 47.5. They're looking very pleased with themselves. Mike Yates on 49.5. Well played, Mike. Split Deliverance are now on 51.5 points. Have we got any more scores to come in, gang? We're only missing 1 or 2. Where have we got? So we've got Don Quixote and Home Alone at the moment on 52 points. On 51 points, we've got Sarah and Russ and the gang. Then we've got a few missing, actually. Mike Yates is on 49.5, PRS on 49, Split Difference on 51.5, and the Quizzy Rascals on 51.5 points. So how close is that? Wow, going into the last round, anybody can win this game. Now then, the last round, as I've said, I don't expect all of you to get all of these right by any shape. 1 or 2 maybe guesses. The rest might be... The wife's tucking into the Thornton's Continentals. She's tucking into the Thornton's Continentals. Never mind. Right, then here we go. 10 tricky questions. Well, 5 of them are tricky, 5 of them aren't tricky. So question number 1, here we go. Question number 1. In the old nursery rhyme, there was a crooked man. He found a crooked sixpence against a crooked what? So question number 1, in the old nursery rhyme, there was a crooked man. He found the crooked sixpence against a crooked what? Just a 1-word answer I'm after. Pretty straightforward. I will give Sunday night's plug for Sunday night's quiz just once more. 8 for 8.15. This Sunday night coming now. We normally have a good turnout, 60 plus on a Sunday night as well. So, and it is great to see you all and enjoy the quizzes. So question number 2, listen carefully. Situated near Leatherhead, this is a good one. The Pobjoy Mint is located in which English county? The Mint manufactures circulating currency and postage stamps for some British overseas territories, including the Falkland Islands and the Bahamas. So situated near Leatherhead, the Pobjoy Mint, that's all 1 word, is located in which English county? The Mint manufactures circulating currency and postage stamps for some British overseas territories, including the Falkland Islands and the Bahamas. In fact, for coin collectors, they're quite an interesting thing, and I didn't realise because, of course, they use British currency. So the 50p coins that they recently minted, this was the Pobjoy mint for the Falkland Islands, had a penguin on the back, a Gen 2 penguin. There we have it. Quite interesting stuff. Question number 3. I will give you a choice on this one. What type of instrument is the hurdy-gurdy? I'll give you the choice. Is it a stringed instrument, a brass instrument, or a percussion instrument? So question 3 again. What type of instrument is the hurdy-gurdy? I'll give you the choice. Is it a stringed instrument, a brass instrument, or a percussion instrument? We've all heard of one. Or maybe. Question number 4. The triangular shape of which mountain in the Alps is commonly believed to have given Theodore Tobler his inspiration for the shape of the Toblerone chocolate bar? So question 4 again, the triangular shape of which mountain in the Alps is commonly believed to have given Theodore Tobler the inspiration for the shape of the Toblerone chocolate bar? They're only left in that box. Appears the Thornton's Continentals have gone continental. There's none left. Question number 5. Listen carefully. This was a good quiz question that was on sometime last week in some program. I can't remember what. The Rococo movement was an artistic period that emerged in which country and spread throughout the world in the late 17th and early 18th century? So question 5 again, the Rococo movement was an artistic period that emerged in which country and spread throughout the world in the late 17th and early 18th century? That was on a quiz program last week. I can't remember which one because I watched too many. I always have my notepad to hand just in case there's some little fact that comes out I've never heard before. You put the word major after closest with. Okay. Question number 6. Other than our moon and discounting asteroids even, what is currently the closest major object to the Earth in the solar system? It's one you're not likely to know unless you're an astronomer. So other than our moon and discounting asteroids, what is currently the closest major object to the Earth in the solar system? And it's not Uranus, no. Yeah, you might have put that, but it's not. It's a good guess, though. Actually, you can see Uranus at the moment, apparently, if you've got a powerful telescope. Well, a decent telescope, not about powerful. Question number 7. Also a tricky one, a multiple choice answer. Which of the UK's main motorways travels furthest west? I'll give you the choice. Is it the M8 in Scotland, the M4 in Wales, or the M5 in England? So question 7 again. Which of the UK's main motorways travels furthest west? I'll give you the choice. Is it the M8 in Scotland, the M4 in Wales, or the M5 in England? I mean the UK mainland, of course. I've written that wrong early. The end of the question is wrong. It needs to read the most expensive painting by a British artist. Portrait of an artist. The large acrylic on canvas by which artist. Yeah, no. Sorry, I'm just reading my question because I haven't worded it right at all. Sorry, I've repeated myself far too many times in this question, but never mind. Question number 8. The most expensive painting by a British artist, Pool with Two Figures, is a large acrylic on canvas by which artist? I've said artist twice, which is not really what I wanted, but never mind. So the most expensive painting by a British artist, Pool with Two Figures, is a large acrylic on canvas by which artist? Painter, that'll do. Yes. Well done, Leeds. Right, we're going to correct that. The most expensive painting by a British artist, Pool with Two Figures, is a large acrylic on canvas by which painter? That'll do. You might not appreciate being called a painter. How are we all faring so far? 2 to go. Question number 9. Complete the well-known common saying, softly, softly, catchy what? I'll give you the choice. Is it lion, monkey, or crabs? So complete the well-known common saying, softly, softly, catchy what? I'll give you the choice. Is it lion, monkey, or crabs? Yeah, most people have heard of that. And finally, question number 10, just to see the quiz off tonight. With an estimated population of over 18 million, what is the world's most abundant species of penguin? So question 10 again, with an estimated population of over 18 million, what is the world's most abundant species of penguin? Well, there's lots of penguins about. You're saying that polar bears are short of food. I don't know why they don't transfer a few penguins to the North Pole, let them breed, and then let the, well, I don't know, good food for the polar bears, wouldn't they? Conversely, you could bring the polar bears down to the South Pole, I suppose. Oh, I saying poor little penguins. Right then, everybody, there were the 10 questions in that tricky last round, general trivia. I hope you've all got an answer for each of those, and if not, a guess. Do remember, if you've enjoyed the quiz tonight, to give me the thumbs up or likes. I've had 23 likes tonight, but more the merrier. Do feel free to just hit that button where you can on the relevant bit or whatever. And we'll look forward to seeing you all again, I'm sure, on Sunday night. So here we are. Are we ready with some answers? Or does anybody need any extra time? Can't get the wrappers off, says Ian Miller. That's the Penguins one. There's plenty of them. I wonder how many chocolate penguins they make each day. I expect there's an awful lot. Yeah, don't give me the chocolate penguin. That's not the answer here. Polar bears don't eat penguins because they can't get them out the wrappers. They'll eat their wrappers as well, I'm sure. Oh dear. Here we go then. The general trivia round. In the old nursery rhyme, there was a crooked man. He found a crooked sixpence against a crooked style. Question number 2, situated near Leatherhead, the Pobjoy Mint, which is responsible for all those stamps and English overseas territories mints, are actually in Surrey. Surrey, I think I've got that right. Yeah, I haven't written an answer down for that one, but it was Surrey earlier when I looked at it, so I think it's still in Surrey. Question number 3, what type of instrument is the hurdy-gurdy? It's a stringed instrument, hurdy-gurdy. Number 4, of course, was the Matterhorn, that thing that looks a bit like a triangle and inspired the shape of the Toblerone chocolate bar. Number 5, the Rococo movement started in France. Number 6, other than our moon and discounting asteroids, what is currently the closest major object to the Earth in the solar system? That's the sun, surprisingly. Both Mercury and Venus and Mars are all the other side of the sun at the moment. Question number 7, which of the UK mainland motorways travels furthest west? That is the M8 in Scotland. Well done if you got that. It's only by a few degrees, but it does all the same. Number 8, the most expensive painting by a British artist. It sold at Sotheby's for 93 million or something like that, was David Hockney's Pool with Two Figures. He does a lot of, to be fair, he does do a lot of paintings around swimming pools. Number 9, complete the well-known saying, softly, softly, catchy monkey, of course. And finally, number 10, with the estimated population of 18 million, the world's most abundant species of penguin, going back to penguins, is the macaroni penguin. The macaroni penguin. So well done if you got that one. You could easily have said Chinscap or Gentoo or Emperor, all those other strange names for penguins that we've never heard of. There's lots of species of penguins and lots of them. But never mind. Right then, everybody. Let's. They're the answers I've got. So if you'd like to just take a look at the scores and let's see winners and losers and see how far we've got tonight. So Sarah, Russ, Joe and James have ended up with a very respectable, and that's a cracking score, 58 points. So well played, gang. Andrew and Jane have ended up with 56. Martin Davis saying a very poor performance on 46.5. Need the other half of the team there, Martin, by the looks of things. Don Quixote on 58. Well played, Don Quixote. The Yorkers end up on 42.5. Michelle ends up on 57. Very respectable, that, Michelle. Mick Roberts on 54.5. Ian Miller's on 45.5. We have Colin Janet from Stockton on 54. Harry, Julian, Ian, and their Shiraz +9 on 55. Well played. The Givens are on 54. We have Dylan on 46, Famous 5, end up on 56.5. Well played, John and the gang. Carol said, disaster in the last round, only 47.5. Well, one or two were guesses, I know. Penny Graham ends up on 47.5. Bigger Mix on 56. We've got Mike Yates on 56.5. We've got PRS on 57 points. Well played, Home Alone. It looks like they're in the lead at the moment on 59 points. Well played, Carol and Home Alone 6. The Booby Prize Girls on 52.5 points. And I'm still waiting. Paula Lewis and the Quiz Your House Calls end up with 60.5 points. Well played, the Paula Lewis and the gang. And who else have we got to come? Anybody else left? Chris Meads and Split the Difference also on 60.5 points with Chris Picard on 51. Well played, Chris. Some great scores in there. Michelle is saying thank you yet again and all that. Do feel free to give me the thumbs up if you've liked the quiz tonight, and do feel free also to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Pewey1957. As usual, Sunday night, 8 for 8:15 for all those serious quizzes that want to keep the quiz brain going. You will always learn something new, even if you didn't know before. We'll all know now that the macaroni penguin apparently is the most populous, although even that was a bit of a trick question because according to one or two places, the chin strap came out as #1, but after a lot of research, it now appears the macaroni has overtaken the chin strap in the last 15 years and become the most popular penguin in the world. So we all know that one, didn't we? Sarah's saying we didn't win, but we beat PRS. Happy with that? Well done, Sarah. That is some going. That is a fantastic score. And thanks everybody for taking part. We will see you again on Sunday night, so do feel free to come and join us. It is great to see so many people. Do get involved with the chat. And for all you that just put your name in, what about coming up with a team name? I always think it probably adds a bit more to it if you can come up with a team name, but you don't have to, obviously. But it's nice if you can think of a team name and call you, even if it's in brackets after your name. That'd be great. Anyway, love to see you all, and thanks again, and look forward to seeing you on Sunday night. So it's goodbye from Nick and Lydia, and we are now signing off, and hope to see you all on Sunday, unless something dreadful's happened with Mr. Trump and the game, but never mind. So good night, everybody, and thank you all for taking part. It's great to see so many people still enjoying the quizzes. So good night all.